Yeah, just hang tight as I type up a title. Let's see. Let's call this the 10:00 line. I'll edit all this later. Bear with me. Just erase this. Indiana. Done. Anyone? Save. Okay, updating video. Getting out of my car. It's still unlisted. Why am I still unlisted? Okay, stream info. Anyone? Save. There we go. Public. Alright, so how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and I'm in the middle of rainy Indiana, but there is a historical marker that I had to pull over to take a look at. This right here, I'm walking through somebody's yard, so I hope I don't get mad. You can see it here, is the 10 o'clock treaty line. I'm in the middle of Indiana, right at the border of Clay County, near Brazil, where my father-in-law lives. Poor connection, hopefully you can see this okay. But this right here is the marker. I'm trying not to step in mud. Oh, looking behind me here. This right here, if you want to talk about, I know there's a ton of traffic just as I get out of the car. If you want to talk about the War of 1812, you want to talk about British impressment, you know, that's only such a small bit of the story. You see, the War of 1812 was also a war against Native Americans. Here comes a big truck. Oh, where's the sign? There's the sign. And, you know, the relations in what was the Northwest Territory and the struggle between white settlers, even though Indiana wasn't a state until 1816, after the war, but the struggle between the natives and the white settlers was really straining, and it's starting to rain heavier, of course. This is just a hodgepodge of just bad, but it's okay. So, let me get in the car, I'll tell you the story there. Be a little quieter also. Alright, here we go. A little better. I can hear myself think. Alright, so, what was that? The War of 1812, okay? British impressment, fighting the war. First war we declare, it's, that's a big deal. Burning of Washington, Fort McHenry, Star Spangled Banner. I get it, okay? But I don't want you guys to forget something. The natives were such a huge part of this. Most of the battles of the War of 1812 were fought against natives, okay? And then different native tribes allied with different sides. The British, the Americans, they wanted to side with the winner. They didn't know who it was going to be. So, why? Why were we fighting? Simply put, we were taking their land, okay? Now, the area where I'm in right now, this is Indiana, is like the ground zero of where a lot of this was taking place, because this treaty, this 10 o'clock treaty line, Harrison, William Henry Harrison, territorial governor, future President William Henry Harrison, he signed a treaty with numerous tribes, being the Delaware, Miami, and Potawatomi, and they didn't trust, I think that's fair to say, they didn't like their methods of, doing surveys and marking the land. So the chief says, I don't trust any of your techniques, I only trust a spear thrown in the ground at 10 o'clock, and that's using the shadow cast by that spear, that's how they determined where it would be. But Tecumseh, that name, he wasn't very happy. And the tensions started to rise after this. But I am sitting at the line that was drawn at the 10 o'clock line. So, look for those historical markers. I tell you guys this all the time. Find those historical markers, take pictures, share them out, let your people know, and let me know. Leave a comment below. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. For Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. See you next time.